Hello my loves, welcome back. So in today's video, I want to talk about the upcoming opposition between Mars and Uranus. This is most likely the most explosive energy we are going to experience this month. And it is also very likely that this is going to shift and change things for us in certain areas in our lives. If you have watched my forecast for all 12 signs, you probably already know what that means for your sign. But on a collective level, we are going to be much bolder and we will surprise ourselves. This is an aspect that is exact on November 11th, but it will already we were already going to feel it strongly 3-4 days prior. So right now I am filming this video on the 7th of November. So it is starting. And to be honest with you, I've started feeling it last weekend already. So the boldness and the boldness in when it comes to what we want and going after it in a way that might not just only surprise us, but also others. And we might stand up for ourselves in a very, very different way. And we might challenge others in a very different way. And when we look at this from the perspective of like what it is, an opposition, we are opposing, right? There's these opposing energies. We have Mars on one side, the desire and the drive that we have in life to go and get what we want. And then we have Uranus, the idea of what freedom means, what liberation means, and what it means to live fully, authentically, uniquely, you name it. That is Uranus, being your unique self. So that part of you is now addressing this part, the part that just wants what it wants and wants to go. Mars is connected to the ego identity in us. And again, I said it before, the ego is not bad. We always demonize the ego. I want to stay away from that. There's nothing, I shouldn't say there's nothing, but the ego isn't bad per se. Right? Because the ego defines us, gives us definition of self, right? The self that we create. It is part of the identity that we create in this life. And now Uranus says, okay, Mars, so that identity that you've created for yourself, is that truly you? I don't think so. And now the fun begins. The fun is Mars just blindly going after what he wants based on what is created, what the created identity is. But then Uranus says, well, wait a minute, that identity is actually not you anymore. It's not you anymore. Who are you now? And Mars says, I don't care what you're saying. What are you even saying? I don't understand what is going on. I have to move. And within that, we are starting to understand that what we've been running after now for however long is actually not what we really want anymore. It's not really who we are anymore. And this may also come as a little shock to ourselves. Like, it is very confusing for the ego because the ego has this idea of itself. The ego is like, okay, this is me, and this is what I want, and that's why I go for this. But now we are starting to realize, wait, but this is not what I want anymore. Like, now I want this. Like, things have shifted. Remember, we've talked about this with the Saturn direct motion already. And the two eclipses that we've just went through, these eclipses shifted a lot for us. And now this is becoming very clear to us through this Uranus-Mars opposition. And this opposition is not just happening within us. We will experience this outside of us, where we will move forward and all of a sudden we will be faced with something that says, no, no. And we are like, what do you mean no? No? And that's when the Mars aggression comes out. So be aware that there's probably going to be a bit of turmoil happening this coming weekend within you and maybe also in your relationships, because the other might say, no, I don't want this like this. We need to look at where we are going. If this is a romantic relationship, right? We need to look at where we are going together. I don't want to go like this. It's not so much that the goal has changed where we are going, but I don't like the way we are doing this. I don't like what we are doing and how we are living. But maybe also the goal has shifted for one or both people, and now we have to rearrange things. And it might come as a shock and surprise to both of us, because that Uranus energy is surprising. It surprises us. It often shocks us. It's like, what? What do you mean you want this now? But you always said you don't. Like, I don't understand why you want this all of a sudden. But that is the energy, because, you know, we are always growing and we are always learning about ourselves. And while that is happening, we change and shift. And that also means that certain times in our lives, we understand that what we've wanted for the past 35 years is now not what we want anymore, because we have shifted, we have changed, we have learned, we have also released a lot, released a lot of baggage. And the more baggage you release, the clearer you become about who you are and what you want. And you're not basing things on, you know, what you've been told you should want, or what your parents wanted for you, or you know, all that stuff. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting weekend for all of us. And again, it might be a bit explosive, so hold the horses. Don't push too hard. Don't push, like, because Mars will try to push through this, and it will probably not look pretty. So sit back, if that is possible. I know this is not an aspect of sitting back, but try to sit back and take a breather and see what this new situation that was just presented to you could actually make better in your life. How could that be now beneficial for you? What could you do instead now? I'll give you a really silly example. Like this morning, I realized I left my laptop charger somewhere, and I couldn't get to it all day. My laptop was on 2%, and I was like, I have a big day of working in front of me. What is going on? My first reaction was like, I wanted to punch someone. And my next reaction was like, wait a minute. What is the universe trying to tell me here? The universe is trying to tell me you should film more. So go and use this day to film more, to, you know, create the content that you always say you want to create. So go and do that. So how is that liberating? Well, it is liberating because it gets me closer to where I want to go, what I want to do. Actually, instead of like typing away on my laptop, which is obviously something I also have to do, but I really needed to film more. And it made me laugh when I realized that. I was like, okay, universe, I get the message. Thank you. We are going to film all day today. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. That's for sure. I hope you will have a lot of beautiful revelations. And if you need to release some anger, go for a run, go for a bike ride, go to the gym, do something that allows you to release your energy in a different way, not in a screaming match with your partner. So if you have any questions about this transit, if you want a personal reading, then if you have any other questions about what I offer, not just on this channel, but also through my website, get in touch, leave me a comment, send me a message, and yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye.